In many offices, there is one person everyone depends on. They know where the files are, and they remember every process. They answer the questions nobody else can answer. When something breaks, people call them first. When a deadline is in danger, they quietly rescue it. From the outside, it seems obvious. This person is useful. This person should be promoted. Then promotion season arrives, and someone else moves up. Not always the hardest worker, not always the most helpful person. Sometimes it is the person who speaks in meetings or manages relationships upward. Or simply the person who looks easier to imagine in the next role. This can feel unfair because usefulness feels like proof. If the office needs you, why would the office not reward you? The hidden mechanism is that promotion is not the same thing as appreciation. Appreciation says, you are valuable where you are. Promotion says, we believe you can create value at a higher level. Those are not identical signals. The useful person often becomes trapped inside their usefulness. They are so good at solving today's problems that the organization gets stuck. They become the reliable engine under the floor. Everyone benefits from them, but few ask if the engine should be moved upstairs. This is the office ladder problem. The first rung is contribution, where you deliver and become dependable. The second rung is visibility, where the right people understand your work. The third rung is trust, where leaders believe you can handle pressure. The fourth rung is strategic fit, where your work connects to a larger need. Many useful people climb the first rung again and again. They add more tasks, more reliability, more rescue work. But promotion often requires evidence from the higher rungs. The common mistake is believing that if the work is good enough, it will speak for itself. Work does not always speak. Sometimes it whispers or it is translated badly. Sometimes it is invisible because it prevented a problem instead of creating a win. Sometimes the person benefiting from your work takes the credit without meaning to. This does not mean you should become loud or political in a fake way. It means you need to make the value of your work legible. A practical reframe is this. Your job is not only to do useful work. Your job is to help the organization understand the shape of that usefulness. Instead of saying, I helped with the project, say, I reduced the turnaround time. Instead of saying, I supported the team, say, I built a checklist that prevented issues. Instead of quietly rescuing a deadline, explain the risk you solved and the result you protected. This is not bragging, it is translation. Another trap is becoming too irreplaceable in the wrong way. If you are the only person who knows how everything works, the team may depend on you too much to move you. Leaders may think, we cannot promote them because the current system would collapse. That sounds like job security, but it can become a role prison. The higher value move is to build systems, not just hero moments. Document the process, train someone else, create a dashboard, and reduce dependency. When you make your current role less fragile, you make it easier for others to imagine you taking on something bigger. Promotion also depends on trust beyond tasks. Leaders ask quiet questions. Can this person handle conflict? Can they prioritize without being told? Can they communicate bad news early, or can they make decisions when the answer is not obvious? Can they represent the team without creating drama? If your usefulness is mostly hidden in execution, people may not see those signals. So create chances to show judgment, lead a small cross-functional project. Summarize risks before they become emergencies and offer options instead of only reporting problems. Ask what outcome matters, not just what task needs finishing. The practical takeaway is simple. Do not stop being useful, but stop letting usefulness be your only signal. Every week, choose one piece of work and make its value visible. Not loudly, not desperately, but clearly. What changed because of your effort? What risk did you reduce? Or what decision did you improve? What time did you save? And what pattern did you notice? Then ask yourself one harder question. Am I proving that I am great at this role, or am I also proving that I am ready for the next one? The office does not always promote the person everyone uses most. It often promotes the person whose value is visible, trusted, and connected to the next level. If you want to climb, do not only hold the office together from underneath. Help people see the ladder you are already standing on.